Hello, Scorpio. This is your yearly tarot reading for 2022. So, I'm going to shuffle the cards. Oops. I'm going to shuffle the cards, and you will get 12 cards, a card for each month. There will be 3 rows of 4. So, let's cut the cards and see what's in store for you. Your first card is going to be a 9 of Wands. This is the card of preparation, defending yourself. Knight of Pentacles, job opportunities, money. Death, which is about closure, new beginnings. Looking very interesting so far. And this is Knight of Cups. That will be April. So Death is March. The Knight of Pentacles is February. And then that 9 of Wands is January. For May, you have the Queen of Swords. Page of Swords. Very interesting. These swords are showing up in your summer. 4 of Swords. So your summer is going to be very interesting, I think, psychologically. And then we have that Wheel of the Year, the Wheel of Fortune. And that is always about change. Okay. So just be aware of what's going to be happening. You have a Knight of Swords. Wow. So Queen, Page, and Knight of Swords. You have Temperance, and that's going to be for October. Knight of Swords for September. Here's November, the King of Pentacles. And then finally, a 3 of Swords, which is about hurt and healing. So swords are very dominant for you, Scorpio. And that can play out in a number of ways. So let's look at this a little bit closer.
So Scorpio, when we look at your major arcana, as I said, we're looking at change, but we're also looking at meaningful transformation, resurrection, and healing. You have death here, and as I said, this always signifies change, but also resurrection. When we get to the Wheel of the Year in August, again, this is about the seasons, working with the seasons, not fighting the change, things that just happen because it's life. And so as the seasons change, life changes, people come in and out of our lives, and again, you are going to have to adapt. When we get here to Temperance, this does mean that after all the endings and the changing and all of these swords, you're getting to a place of peace. And that's going to be helpful because you have that 3 of Swords following. So when you look at these 5 swords in your life, heading into the latter half of the year, especially during the summer, there are things that I feel are under the surface in a lot of your relationships that are going to be coming to the fore here. And I also see a lot of old wounds. For example, you might be in a bad marriage right now. Maybe divorce is inevitable. And that's what's playing out here in these cards. So just know that, and I saw this movie quote from Tombstone where, Wyatt Earp says, "I just want a normal life," and Doc Holliday says there is no normal life, it's just life. And the same philosophy applies to tarot. It's not about the bad things or the good things or what news you get. It's about accepting, rolling with the punches, accepting defeat, accepting victories, accepting the joy, accepting the pain. And so the tarot is just going to let you know those things are coming. But what the comfort you can get out of this is knowing that through this little bit of agony that you're going through with these swords and retreating and fighting and resolving things, because that's what all of this looks like, by the way, that you'll get to a better place. That all of this is leading to something that is for your highest good. So you begin January getting ready to learn lessons from the past. Then you go to the Knight of Pentacles on an offer for money, looking for a job, changes in your material wealth in your job or career, your home and family. Those changes might actually lead to death. And again, you could leave a job, you could start a business, you could move, okay? This can mean the ending to a number of things that have been ongoing in your life that are probably for your highest good, and they lead to new beginnings. You have more changes in your relationships, and as I hinted at before, I get a sense of this Knight of Cups telling me that this is a prelude to some of the swords and the drama popping up later in the summer. So Scorpio, seeing that you are a water sign, this card is usually associated with Pisces. This card is usually associated with Cancer. But I will tell you that it feels like you're putting your heart out there for someone or something. And this Queen of Swords is sort of like a response. And just know that the Queen of Swords can be judgmental, but she's also a very wise woman. And she's associated with grief. So I feel like in a relationship issue, emotions and hurt and grudges and past pain and arguments are going to come through the fore. And then when you look at this Page of Swords, we're talking about messages and communication, about truth and clarity. But we are also looking at resolving petty arguments, not having any fear, not being afraid to address the things that need to be addressed. So when we get to this Four of Swords, we're looking at retreat, pulling back, taking a rest. It can also mean a breakup in some relationships, and that brings us to the change in seasons. This is also considered the Wheel of Fate, the Wheel of the Year. What goes up must come down. Your luck changes. And so your luck might change a little bit because, and it's not even a matter of luck. It just means that there was a certain conflict that you needed to resolve with someone or at your job. But whatever it is, it was kind of contentious. And I think you will have to accept a change in a relationship, that things cannot go back the way they were when we look at August. And so you get another Knight here. Knights are about change. So changes in money, changes in our relationships, but we also have changes in clarity and the way we communicate and agreements that are going on. So the swords are, you have a Knight, you have a Queen, a Knight, and a Page of Swords here. Everything but the King. It just signals that there's a lot of internal passive energy. Kings are about action. But a lot of what's going on here in these personal conflicts you have in your life, it's about communicating and making decisions. So after this flurry of swords here, again, we get to peace and healing. We have a King of Pentacles here, so these court cards are really coming through very strong here. And when you get this many court cards, it can also signal that people in relationships are going to be significant as far as the direction in your life. So this is a King of Pentacles, a businessman. It's about taking action with money, a new business. And then the last sword, we have that Three of Swords. And again, we have that heartbreak and healing here. I see a resolution that maybe you might need to let someone go or a relationship go, something that you were really hoping for. So I do see that strong relationship story playing out here, especially with the swords, especially with that Knight of Cups, that soul card with cups there. So roll with it, Scorpio. This is about learning and growing and learning to let go, but you will end up fine. I hope this is helpful for you. I wish you a happy new year. I wish you love and light, and I hope to talk to you soon.